Keep it tuned to ESPN Classic for more of the Joe Louis-Billy Conn 1941 fight from Yankee Stadium. Conn staggers the champ in round 12. Can he finish him off? This is Ringside. Big fights, bad blood, and bodacious tales from Gleason's Gym. Welcome back to Ringside. Joe Louis. Billy Conn, the Pittsburgh Kid, held the World Light Heavyweight title from 1939 to 1941. He gave up that belt to move up a weight class to challenge Louis. And through the first 9 rounds, Conn was giving the champion all he could handle. The fight was witnessed by 54,000 people in the Polo Grounds, but millions more were listening on radio, including the crowd and the players at the Pirates-Giants game at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. The game was held up in the 4th inning so the fans could listen to the broadcast of the fight over the PA system. Because of the delay, the game was called in the 11th inning and declared a tie because no inning could be started after 11:50 p.m. Let's get back to the action. Louis-Conn, round 10.
Joe Louis for the heavyweight championship of the world at the Polo Grounds in New York. Conn jabs away with the left. It's short of the mark. Louis comes in now, fighting harder with the left jab to Conn's jaw. Conn goes into a clinch. Louis hooks the left to the body, and Conn digs his own left into the champion's midsection. Louis jabs twice with the left hand to Conn's chin. Conn takes the blows, goes into a clinch, tries to get his hands free in the infighting, but of course Joe ties him up at this stage. Louis going after Conn now a bit more seriously than he did a few rounds ago. Louis takes 2 left jabs thrown by Billy Conn in quick succession. Conn jabs the left and hooks the left to Joe's chin. Louis after him now, takes the left hook to the jaw, a light one thrown by Billy Conn. Louis jabs the left to Conn's chin. In close, the honors are about even as they flail each other in the midsection. There's Louis trying to stalk Conn into a corner again, jabbing twice with the left, which is partially blocked, hooking a left to Conn's jaw. Conn slips to the canvas once again, and very gentlemanly, Louis doesn't even try to land a blow. Very nice, Joe, and the crowd appreciates it. Now they're fighting again. A left hook to the jaw, thrown by Billy Conn. Louis comes back in, jabs the left to Conn's chin. Conn is short with his own left jab, with a left and a right to the body. They're locking arms in the center of the ring. Louis hooks the left to the body and crosses the right to the jaw. Believe me, when this Billy stops walking, he really fights. A left hook to the jaw by Conn, and a left to the body, a right uppercut scored by Billy Conn. In close, Louis comes back with 2 hard left hands to the jaw and a right uppercut right on Conn's chin. There's Conn coming back with a left to the body, and they really mixed it in that round. A right uppercut to the jaw scored by Joe Louis, and Conn comes back with a right to the body, another right to the body, and a left hook to the body by Conn. A right to the body, a left hook to the jaw, another right, and Conn is still swinging, and Louis hasn't landed a blow in this flurry. A left hook to the body, a right cross to the jaw, and Louis is worried. A left hook, another left hook by Billy Conn, and now Louis goes into a clinch and doesn't land a blow. He finally hooks the left to Conn's body. Conn ties him up and rips his own right to Louis's head. Louis forced Conn over to the ropes, and now they both seem very, very tired. Conn dances around in the center of the ring. It's round 11. Louis hooks the left to Conn's head at the bell. Oh, boy.
When we return, we'll have analysis of Conn's strategy and the explosive conclusion of the fight. This is Ringside. Joe Louis on ESPN Classic. All right, June 18th, 1941, an upset in the making. Through 11 rounds, Billy Conn has the lead on Joe Louis. It would get even better in round 12. Don Dunphy has the call on radio.
Round 12, 4 to go. The boys are out in the center of the ring. Heavyweight championship of the world at stake. Conn and Louis, no blows landed in round 12 so far. Louis jabs away with the left to Conn's chin. Conn dances around. Louis is after him, very serious. He's a very serious young man now, the champion is, as he crosses the right to Conn's jaw. Conn doesn't seem to mind that blow, though, and goes into a clinch, which is broken almost immediately. There's Louis in there with a stinging left hand to the jaw. A jab, and Conn takes a right cross to the jaw thrown by Joe Louis. Conn rips the left hand to the body, and as Louis rips the left and a right to the head, Conn covers up and partially blocks the blows. They lock arms out in the center of the ring. Louis pushes Conn away from him. In close, Conn takes the right cross to the jaw thrown by Joe Louis and hooks his own left to the champion's chin. This bout's going to get faster as it goes along. We can see that. 4 rounds, Less than 4 now. A left hook to the body is blocked by the challenger. Lewis is staggered by a left hook. Conn staggers Lewis. Lewis is railing around and holding on. A left hook to the jaw followed by a right cross, and the champion is hurt. A left hook to the jaw by Conn goes over the head of Lewis. Lewis is trying to hold on. Conn is battering him with a left and a right. Lewis is dancing around in the center of the ring. Conn hooks 2 left hooks to the jaw. Another left hook to the jaw by Conn finds the mark, and he's wild with a third. Lewis is hurt. Make no mistake of that. Conn hooks the left to the jaw, and Lewis paws with his left hand. And the crowd wondering what happened. A left hook to the jaw scored by Billy Conn at the bell.
Whoa. All right, so there's round 12. Veteran stuff from Joe Louis, barely hanging on. Lou, let's start with you. Your thoughts. Crippling hook from Billy Conn.
You know, I couldn't believe that he hit him a left hook like that there and staggered him. But and it was really something that Joe Louis comes back and starts taking him and starts putting pressure on him the next round. But he was ready to go.
Yeah, right there. He was hanging on, had a good grip on Conn. Otherwise, he was going down. Angelo, your thoughts?
That was a shame. That was the undoing. But what it shows, it didn't have to be a heck of a punch to hurt you. It's the one you don't see that hurts.
That's right.
That left hook.
And remember, Billy Conn was not a great knockout puncher.
No bang.
He was not a great knockout puncher.
No.
But Joe Louis goes to his corner, and his trainer, Jack Blackburn, says, Chappie, how do you feel? He said, that punch hurt. He says, you need a knockout. You can't win without a knockout. Get him. And that was setting the stage, as Lou alluded to the fateful 13th round. And remember, had this fight been under today's rules, it's over. It's 12 rounds. It's not 15, and Billy Conn has won.
Right. And now Conn is also emboldened. Right? From that shot, he's thinking, wait a second. I see Louis, the knees are going. He's on the way
He's
out.
hanging on for dear life.
Yeah. Well, things are going to change. But again, this is what makes it a classic fight. Let's go back. Again, we've matched it up with the fight film and Don Dunphy with the call. Here's round 13.
Lewis and Conn out in the center of the ring. The referee, Eddie Josephs. Conn beats Lewis to the punch with a right cross to the jaw. And Lewis goes to close quarters and ties up the challenger. Neither of the boys get the arms free, and the referee tells them to break. This is a dramatic fight all the way, and the photographers are sitting right on the apron of the ring, ready to snap a knockdown. A left jab to the jaw by Lewis shakes up Billy just a little bit. Conn is out in the center. As Lewis jabs his left, Conn blocks the blow with his own right hand. Lewis paws away with his left, trying to get Conn into a corner if he can. Conn stands around in the center of the ring, just continually circling the champion. Lewis sticks out a left hand, which is blocked by Billy Conn. Conn comes in close, crosses the right to the body of the champion. Lewis doesn't seem to mind that blow. It didn't have much force behind it. Lewis and Conn out in the center of the ring. Not too much action in this round. Now they goes to close quarters, and Conn, after hooking a left to the body, brings up a left to the jaw of Joe Louis. Lewis jabs away with his left. It's short of the mark, and now he jabs the left and crosses the right to Conn's chin. Lewis jabs another left to Conn's chin. Conn goes back out of danger. Lewis jabs the left and hooks the right and staggers Billy Conn with a right uppercut, and Conn wisely holds on and ties up Lewis. Lewis hurts Conn again with a left and a right to the jaw, but Conn fights back with a right and a left to the body. Another right and a left to the body. A left hook to the jaw by Conn. A right to the jaw. 2 more rights as he outswings the champion. Conn was hurt, but he fought his way out of it. A left hook to the body by Billy Conn, another left hook to the body, and a left to the jaw. And the challenger's blows to the midsection are seemingly slowing up Joe Louis. Billy's eye, the right eye, is cut again. And there's Louis driving Conn back with a right to the jaw. Louis jabbing the left to Conn's jaw, and Conn going to close quarters and tying up his opponent. Right in the center of the ring now. This is a fight. Conn jabs the left and is staggered by a right cross thrown by Joe Louis. Conn is hurt, but he bounds off the rope as Louis comes back with a right and a left to the body, and Conn hooks the left to the jaw. A left hook to the jaw, right uppercut scored by Joe Louis, and still another one. Conn every so often is staggered, but he comes fighting back. He's got remarkable recuperative powers. A right cross to the jaw by Louis, and Conn hooks his own left to the jaw. And now Louis back to the attack with another right uppercut as Conn hooks the left to the jaw. A left jab to the jaw and a right cross scored by Joe Louis, and Conn is hurt. As Louis rips the right to the jaw, Conn is staggering, but he won't go down. There's Louis jabbing a left and uppercutting his right to Conn's head. Conn blocks the left hook. He's railing around the ring. Louis hooks the left and the right to the jaw, and Conn is down from a right cross to the jaw. He's taking the count. 4, 5, 6, 7. He's on his back. 8, 9. He's getting up at the... Oh, no! The referee says it's all over. The referee says it's all over. The bout is stopped. The winner and still champion, Joe Louis. But what a fight Billy Conn gave.
Wow, and that fast, it all turns around. Fascinating there. Angelo, let me start with you. You talk about being emboldened, where in the middle of that round, Conn puts it to Joe Louis once again. So I think at some point he figured, I can slug with this guy.
What a big mistake. And the mistake was when he kept slugging with him, he made the mistake of backing up. He was moving left. Smart fight. He was out thinking. But then he backed up. You don't back up from Joe Louis because he sets you up and he gets you out of there.
Go ahead, Lou.
I thought the same thing while I was watching over there. I noticed he was going in straight. He was trying to punch with Joe. Joe was just leaning over and throwing short combinations. He had to get hit those bombs off it. If he turns and he turns and he turns, he don't get hit those air punches there. But I thought that this should show that the light heavyweights of yesteryear, what they've been doing with heavyweights. Today they don't do that. I mean, a light heavyweight is like any kind of a weight, but they don't fight the real heavyweights. They don't fight the real heavyweights. He fought the real heavyweight.
Yeah, he did, and great hand speed too. We're watching Bert that round, and we're thinking, look at the hand speed of Billy Conn.
Billy Conn, as you said, was emboldened and made a mistake. In fact, afterwards, Jesse Abramson of the Herald Tribune, New York Herald Tribune, goes in the dressing room and said, Billy, you had him for 12 rounds. What happened? Billy Conn, being the imp he was, just looked at Jesse and said, what's the sense of being Irish if you can't be stupid? In other words, he just went in there to knock him out. And he had him, but he had himself, too, because he was trapped in that briar patch that says, I'm coming into you and I'm coming into your firepower. I mean, this was a great turnaround, and had it but been 3 seconds later, he went down. Ends at 2:58 of the 12th or the 13th round, 2:58. In those days, when the bell rang, that was the end of the count.
Right.
So no matter if he's still on the floor, there is a 14th round.